I mean, I went into the game with not a little faith, but just apprehensive, like I have been in all the games. I mean, I know, like I said, it has been 5 games without a loss before the game, but I don't know. It's just been unpredictable. And then when we conceded that first goal, my nerves went then, but theirs never, which was good to see because this season, once we've conceded first, it's just been the most draining thing to watch. But first half, my nerves were gone, but second half felt
That's a
much
really
better.
good point you make, because I think Jamie would agree. During the course of the season, when we haven't played very well in the face of adversity, so we go a goal down and you get round shoulders, and the people that you want to stand up and be counted and be leaders have kind of gone hiding a little bit, and self-confidence, a lack of self-confidence rather, will do that to you. And even the best players, the ones that play every possible game in the season and are on the precipice of football and immortality, those guys still are human, Jamie, and they still suffer from nerves, and they still suffer from football. It's particularly a confidence game, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we've developed, going back to the Arsenal game now, a good trait of obviously Arsenal, we stank the place out for the first 20 minutes. Ended up coming back, probably should have won the game. We've conceded against Leeds, that mistake from Canate, went up and down the other end, scored straight away. I know Leeds weren't very good, but we didn't feel sorry for ourselves, which we have done for a lot of other games in the season. When even like Salah missed a penalty against Arsenal, he misses a penalty against Bournemouth and we lose the game. I think there's definitely been a bit of a mentality shift. Forest, we get pegged back twice and we don't go, oh God, it's another one of them. We win the game. And yesterday we concede first. Bit of maybe questions over, I think someone could have tugged somebody down, or at least tried to stop that developing on the left hand side. But it's an emphatic finish, and then we don't go, oh, here we go. These are playing well. The crowd's up. They're doing well in Europe, but not like we just. Within 5 minutes or so, go down the other end and score. Because I thought we'd been playing pretty well until we conceded the goal.
It feels like we're getting that belief back, once we go down, that we can actually come back and win the game or get a draw, get something out of it. Because you just haven't seen that at all this season. It just hasn't felt like we were going to claw back at all. But you could see the belief in the players as well. They don't look as deflated as they have in the past when they've went behind. They look like they actually had some belief there. And I mean, I don't know if it's a big result. I mean, none of us know about top four. None of us know what's going to happen. I think there's 15 points left to play for, 18 maybe, depending on yesterday. But I don't know, it just looked like they had the belief back, and that'll probably set us forward going into next season. Like Klopp said himself, like next season sort of starts now when you go into mentality and stuff like that. So hopefully it gives them a confidence boost if it doesn't get us to top four. But if we do, then it looks like a really important result.
It does, and I think, dare I say it, mentality monsters is a phrase that's been thrown around this Liverpool side for years. This is resilience, it's not mentality monsters yet. It's on the road to mentality monsters, I think is fair to say. So it's really good to see some resilience. And I think you're right, 5 or 6 minutes that we were behind for before we got the equaliser. We're really, really pushing to try and get to the sort of the holy grail, which is really, really unlikely given the opposition we're up against. But we'll never let it go until it's mathematically impossible. And all you can do is keep winning games. And if by hook or by crook Everton manage a result against Newcastle tonight, it makes life interesting.
What are you rooting for? Do you want Newcastle to win, or do you want Everton to win?
It's a difficult one.
It's a
I
hard
always
one,
put
isn't it?
Liverpool's quests and
But
things we're
first.
trying to do first. So in that regard, I would be okay if Liverpool, if Everton were to
Got a
win.
result.
I won't lie, because of the way that things have gone between the two clubs. If Everton go down, I'm not really bothered. I have no quest for them to. I want Everton to stay up because it's two derbies every year. I don't particularly enjoy the relationship between the clubs at the moment.
I'm not like a Merseyside football,
No.
like, good for the city sort of.
I'd like to see that change, if I'm being honest. I'd like to see it go back to how it was in the sort of 80s and 90s when we went to 2 FA Cup finals and they travelled down together, and there's the famous video of the Everton fans pulling the Liverpool fan through the toilet window because he didn't have a ticket. Those days are gone. I'd like to see that come back to some degree. I doubt it will, but if the point being, if Newcastle don't get anything at Everton, a little bit of self-doubt, not used to being in this position, not used to working towards these things. We're seeing it with Arsenal now, taking 3 points from the last 12.
Yeah.
You don't win league titles doing that. And equally, if we can see someone unseat Newcastle's confidence, that said off the back of a 6-1 win at home to Tottenham is quite a claim. Then potentially that they could suffer the same fate. We need to be there to capitalise. You remember when we were running the gap down between City last season and we were 14 points behind them with a game in hand, and every time we came in here we were saying, win your games, win your games, win your games, and hope upon all hope that something happens to City and they have a wobble. There was a stage when we were a point clear of them. They played on the same day and went back 2 points in front of us. But if Manchester City can have a wobble, they're in autopilot right now. They know how to do this, and so do we. So really interesting if we can push this across the line. It's not over, it's not finished, but it's hard. It's really, really hard thing to do. And you said before, Abby, at the start of the show, we finished the season well and we end up 5th. There's a little bit of something to build on because we finished the season well. If we finish the season with, let's say, 8 wins and a draw in the last 9 games, for instance, and we get to that stage, and that catapults us to 5th, and we're banging on the door of 4th, what it says to me is, you didn't really need to be very good for very long to get into the top 4, but we've been off it for such a long period through the season, we never got close to asking those questions.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree with you. And you build on that next season, do you know what I mean? Especially if we finish 5th. I'm the type of person who wants us to finish in a European place. I don't get this vibe that's going on at the minute where people go, I don't want it, just focus on the league. I'll take the away days. Give me your tickets if you just don't want to go to the Europa games. You know what I mean? I want that. I want more games. Give the young kids a chance to get a run out as well if we're not in the Champions League. But it's not over till it's over. So I'm not saying it as if we are in the Europa, and I'm not saying it as if we're not getting any European football. But it's all on the table at the minute. But I really want Everton to go down this season. So I'm going to sit there tonight, and either way, what happens, I'll be sound. Maybe a draw. A draw might do. I think a draw puts Everton to 18th, I think. Still keeps them in the bottom 3. So that'll probably suit me, I think.
What are you, up or down?
For Everton? I don't mind either way. I think it'd be... I've always thought that they'll do it, but then there was a point last year where I went, no, these are going down, aren't they?
As well.
They might... It could be catastrophic for them going down. I think going back to us, some of the Man United and Newcastle players might just be looking over the shoulder a bit here now because they know we can put runs together. We haven't looked like doing it all year, which is why a lot of people have gone out. Top 4's definitely gone. United have got some tricky... I'm trying to remember who they've got now. Spurs... Is it ridiculous in thinking Spurs could not lose against United tonight? You know, like and Villa are in there. United are playing Brighton, I think, at some point. So there's games where and what always happens at this point in the season is like Liverpool lose to Southampton on the last day. There's always some stupid result, isn't there? It never goes how you think, but there are enough decent clashes between these top 4 rivals for them to drop points. So we just have to keep winning the games and see where we are.